We join the super legit crew before the show as Christian gets his microphone ready.
Is your microphone covered with the flesh of Kermit the Frog? Is that what's that?
I was going to go Gumby, but okay.
Oh.
Oh, no. He's going for it.
Oh, we're already doing prop comedy. R.I.P. Gallagher.
Well, Gallagher did just die.
Yep.
There is a hole.
He did.
We just watched Weird the Al Yankovic story last night, and like it had both Gallagher and Coolio in it. It was like, oh my god, this is already not aging well.
Yeah.
Ouch.
My favorite comedian, Coolio.
Yes.
Hell of a chef. Hell of a chef.
When I think of comedy, I think of Coolio.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Super Legit Podcast. I am your host, Jet Kaufman, and we have a literally full house tonight. This is amazing to see this many faces on my screen that you can't see, but I will tell you who they are. We've got Chris Sanders.
Hi.
Sean Michael Boozer.
Ever so pleased to be here.
Josh Spence.
I am not Chris Sanders.
Stephen C. James.
Howdy, y'all.
Michael Heiman.
Your ears do not deceive you.
Jen Burton.
Hello.
We've got the triumphant return of Shulie Cowen.
Hello.
Yay! And first time on the show, we have Thomas Greene tonight. Hello, Thomas.
Hey, thank you for having me. Good to see you.
Thomas Greene.
What's up?
So happy to.
Jet, I wanted to air my grievance out. We didn't have Heiman last episode, and we had a different co-host who's also not here. So being third in line, I would actually like to nominate myself co-host and never relinquish that spot.
Oh, wait.
Again.
He's third in line? When did we vote on that?
We didn't.
We didn't vote.
Josh held his own vote.
You're declaring
It's got to
third.
be a vote, Josh.
Do you guys want a different co-host?
Also, I will say, I am the co-host, and Chet, you kind of just like lump me in with everyone else. Like, I'm not special.
I was planning to call you out as special after the fact, but all right, I'm sorry.
It's just that Josh jumped in to try to steal some of your co-host thunder, Hyman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
I had sparklers ready
now
for you. I had air horns. I had I don't.
It might be
I didn't have
awkward.
anything else?
It might be awkward to mention, Heiman. I made you a T-shirt for the co-hosting
Quit giving away Christmas
gig.
presents.
Secret Santa is already over for us, so I think I've got.
Actually, by the time this airs, probably.
Yeah, it's going to air at Flag Day, by the way.
That's not my fault.
Okay, so are we returning Michael Heiman as co-host? Is that what we're doing?
We are maintaining our co-host as our co-host.
All right, fine.
Good
Status quo. Status quo.
I feel it in the future, though. I feel it coming up. Josh has got some co-host energy. I'm looking at the tarot cards.
Never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
Future. The near future.
He's got little co-host energy.
He's the
not big co-host energy.
I'm taking pills for that.
I think it's been said
Let's
before.
Get to the question.
He's the Washington Generals of co-hosting.
Oh no! Hey, that's a Chris Compton reference.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be stealing his Washington Generals bits.
He and I are common law married after so many years of performing together. I can steal his bits.
Common law improvised. Yes.
Let's get to our question this week, and this is an old school one. What was your childhood TV show that defined you?
I've got this right off the bat.
Number two.
Right off the bat.
I love the youngest member of this cast jumping in straight off the bat with his childhood TV show. That member, by the way, being Christian Hefley, our co-editor, who we somehow forgot to introduce at the top of the show.
Because he just watched it.
I'm 29, so that gives you some.
Yeah, he just
He's a
watched
baby.
I just grew up. It was just yesterday. So there's a TV channel called Nickelodeon.
What?
And my favorite show growing up was Rocket Power.
Okay, I'm old. I don't know
which
it.
is
Yeah,
None of us have any fucking idea what this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember
here's
like
the idea.
hearing about Rocket Power after my time.
Yeah, same here. It was just past my Nickelodeon time, but go for it.
Just past your time, Jet? Okay.
In my day, we'd put a nickel in the Nickelodeon, and the animatronic men would go in a circle.
I put
That
a
was
hay
Shulie's
penny on the
favorite show.
bar at the Wild West Saloon, and I'd bounce it off the countertop, and the barkeep would say, 1 seltzer. No, so
Our rocket
Solid
power was when you
references.
fed the horse a tamale.
Rocket Power is like the quintessential Californian, like, kids revolution extreme sports. The X Games had just come out for the first time. Travis Pastrana had just hit the double. Yeah, pastrami. Sorry,
I was gonna say.
That's
get
just
it
me
right.
being an American and mispronouncing his Italian last name. Travis Pastrana had just hit the double backflip on the dirt bike.
Yeah.
It was like Rocket Power is based around the Santa Monica Pier. It's 3 to 4 neighborhood kids and then a new kid they call Squid because he's the new guy. But all they do
Naturally.
is skateboard, scooter, play asphalt hockey, surf, and the whole thing is just like, yeah, dude, fuck shred. It's so sick. Whoa, hitting the lip. And the whole cartoon is just like California slang, extreme sports. And I grew up in Florida. Where
Yeah.
it was like you play golf or you like, you know, your dad's part of a
I think I had the same
tennis
question
club.
Josh has.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, yeah. No, go ahead. You take it, Jet. We have
Is this why you moved here?
Is this why you didn't take that job in Seoul for
You moved to California just because of Rocket Power? Just
Are
because you
you
thought
our
that was the
squid?
lifestyle?
I was
Christian
too into
Hefley's our
shredding
squid.
the gnar. No, it's and that's what got me skateboarding. I saw Rocket Power. It was like the first season, and then I was begged. my
Animated
parents.
show
I was
or
like,
live action?
cartoon?
So
It's
like
a
the
cartoon.
Rugrats style kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Klasky Chupo is the animation studio.
Oh,
which is
yeah, I
the same
did some
people who
Klasky
did
Chupo stuff.
Rugrats. Yeah, so
I did
Jet,
Real Monsters.
were you
for
on that
them.
show without even
everybody
knowing it?
take a shot? He
I
mentioned
probably
his old
was.
career.
Yeah, I probably guessed it on this show, and I don't even remember.
2 shots because it's animation.
yeah, but that's the thing. It was like
I'm going to IMDb right now.
I
Yeah, me
begged.
too. Yeah.
I begged my parents. I was like, please get me a skateboard for Christmas. And I was like 7. I was first grade. Please. And they got me like a Walmart skateboard. And I skated everywhere. And that was until I was 16. The only way I got anywhere was skateboarding. Because that show was
Very
just like,
influential. Yeah.
that was my whole life was just like, I'm into it.
Edie
I mean,
McClurg was in that. I
it
love
did
Edie
not-
McClurg.
It is not the reason why I moved to California, but there was a TV show called Beverly Hills Teens when I was like in middle school, and it totally did make me think like California seems awesome. So I could see that being the kind of thing that pushes you in that direction.
Yeah.
Is that like the knockoff version of Beverly Hills 90210? We
It-
don't have enough money for the regular people. We're Beverly Hills teens.
I think it was definitely one of those. It was
Beverly
one of those
Hills
super
Light.
cheap syndicated animation shows where it's like, oh, how come every place has the same background? Yeah, this is weird.
all the
Roadrunner would like a word with them. Yes.
yeah, all the background work was done by like Korean animation studios where they get paid like $1 per hour.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is perfect. Great for production.
Good money.
Yeah.
So I can confirm, at least on IMDb, Jet is not credited for any episodes of Rocket Power.
Oh no.
Okay.
But he
All
was
right,
on
yeah.
several episodes of Hey Arnold.
Yes, yes. That wasn't the Klasky Chupo one though. That I did do Edith Ann for Klasky Chupo, I think, and Real Monsters. So
All Real
Hefley,
Monsters is
do
a
you
classic.
still skateboard?
Right. Nice.
I
Oh,
Oh, he's
Visual
getting, he's
aid.
getting the
Visual
board.
We're gonna
aid.
narrate this.
This is
He's
good
getting
for
the
the
board,
podcast.
folks.
He
He's
is
left the
either
official.
room.
so
He's,
he might just be
returning
really insulted at
is.
someone
with a
else.
I
skateboard.
still skate.
Nice.
When I was working retail, I would skateboard to work.
Yeah.
I'm 29,
Wow.
and that's how I'd get to work.
Yes,
How
you're
Californian
totally
did you become?
It literally injected.
Oh, Shawn
the-
Michael
Shawn
is
Michael.
holding.
Oh,
we have
we're
a
gonna get
skateboard
skateboard off.
here.
Brother.
Oh.
Here's
This
my
is really
follow-up
great
question.
for our listeners.
It wasn't
We'll
what Jet
describe
had,
them.
but hopefully we're on the
Check
same
out my
page. So,
Xbox controller.
Dude, that's cool.
I have a back scratcher because I'm old. Okay, so like, here's my question with it. Like the board guy who does skateboards, his name's like Boards, and the guy who does rollerblades, his name's like Blades, and like the surfer guy's name's like Gnarly. But the new guy's name's Squid?
No. It's okay. I remember all the names.
Like that doesn't.
Otto, Reggie, Twister, and then Squid. Squid's the new guy.
And to be clear, Otto is not like a car. It's OTTO.
Otto is just like a white guy.
You mean like
with dreads.
Otto from The Simpsons?
Otto is
school
like
bus.
Otto is a tan white guy with dreads.
So it's for auto asphyxiation.
I already felt.
Oh God.
This show was problematic.
Mom and Dad, if you're going to make me move, I don't want to be called Yael anymore. I'm going to tell people my name is Squid in our new town.
That's me being the kid, changing their name, reinventing themselves with the move. Introducing themselves as Squid to their new friend.
It's a name they gave to him. He's like this like corny white little nerd, and they find out he's really good at playing goalie in hockey, and they're like, "Oh, you're the new kid. Your name's Squid." And
why wouldn't they call him Octopus then?
The previous new kid, who used to be Squid, his name is now Twister. He has elevated into a new.
But they also called him Squid. They also called
Super.
All right. Okay. So you're new to the group. All right. So listen over here. Okay. Tommy here. He now gets the title of Rufus.
Okay.
Okay. And then Jake.
I've always
Jake
felt like
gets,
a Rufus.
Jake gets Tommy's old title, which was Jumper, and so now he's Jumper.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So now you're the new guy. So you're the new Rufus. But we'll call you Rufus 2.1 because he was Rufus 2.0 because that title came before that. But you're not that much specialer than him and that much newer because he seemed like just kind of a rehash. It's just Rufus 2.1.
Excuse me. Point of order. Objection. Since we're having notes in the group meeting, I was just wondering if I could change my nickname. I would like to change it from what you guys called me as a Stinkman to Donut. I would prefer Donut, but not Stink.
I mean, okay, I'm sorry.
I, for one,
motion
would like to not
acknowledged.
second that. I would like to not second that.
Oh, really?
Point of order.
Any seconds?
Point of order.
Yep.
You got real Stinkman vibes. So I think we're going to stick with it.
I mean,
really? I've been.
This is me.
Point of clarification.
Uh-huh.
Why would he not be Stinkman anymore? I'm confused about that.
Well,
I mean,
you guys
have you started showering? Because we talked about
I
this.
have. Like, look, I know I work at the fish market, and, that one time I showed up and I smelled like fish. I wasn't aware of it. I'm sorry.
It wasn't just the one time. It wasn't just the one time. This has been a regular occurrence.
Okay, well, like, work ends at 3 o'clock, and we got to be here at the meeting at 3:15. Sometimes around time. Like,
and I still smell the fish. It's still in the air.
Is it?
Ooh.
Yeah, I still smell it.
Is it?
I hate to say it.
I'd like to nominate him as Super Stinkman.
No,
Super
come on.
Stinkman.
Second.
No,
yep.
That's
all
only
in favor.
You don't.
I assume as
carries.
a new member, I get a vote as Rufus 2.1. I do get a vote, correct?
It's already passed. I'm already Super Stinkman.
You get half a vote. Yes.
Then I would like to. Can I make half a motion?
That's unprecedented,
Donut,
but
Donut seems like a pretty sick nickname. I prefer the upgrade to Donut from Rufus 2.1, and I propose that he be called Super Stinkman Rufus 2.1, and I will be Donut.
You're stealing my nickname.
The half
seconded.
Yep. All right. The half motion has been seconded. All in favor? Aye. All right.
Okay,
New
cool.
kid.
I'm Donuts. I like that much better. Okay.
That's
It feels
fantastic.
like it gives me my own identity. I like to bake things. I like to fry things. It really
I love
works.
the initiative of it. The initiative of the new guy is great.
I'm sorry. Objection. So you're telling me
the floor acknowledges Super Stinkman.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Rufus
I know we have
Super
rules
Stinkman
for-
Rufus 2.0.
Oh,
2.1.
Yes. Sorry. 2.1. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's hard to hear over this stink.
Welcome to group therapy session. We hold this every week for the new guy here. You're going to be known as Stinkman, as this is the group therapy session for employees at the fish market.
Okay.
It was in your pamphlet and your new employee handbook that you are very likely to be nicknamed Stinkman or Super Stinkman or other varieties of Stink Man within your social and friend groups, and oftentimes in your family too. I don't know if you read it. It's in the appendices, but you probably should have read it.
Union rules. I mean, it's what it is, I guess.
You did get far enough to know that there's a weekly therapy session to handle it, because most of the time the grievances stem from people not enjoying being called Stink Man or Super Stink Man or the other
Can I say
occurrences of
something?
Stink Man. Of course, Stink Man.
Yeah, it's me, Stink Man. I just want to share that I've been having a lot of trouble with my friends.
Yeah.
They call me Stink Man. My real name is Carol. And I'm not a man. I mean, what I'm struggling with right now is that I would even just prefer to be called Stink Lady.
Brother,
or
I feel
Stink
you.
Woman, or even Stink Girl or Gal, or even Stink Broad. But I am called Stink Man. And that has for someone my age, that has a real stigma attached to it. So I just want to share that with the group and say that I'm working through it. I've done my morning pages about it, and I'm working through it. So anyway, Stink Man out. I pass.
I feel you, fella.
And I'm sorry, sir. I didn't catch your name.
Well, it's Stink Man.
No, we're Stink Man, but who's the head Stink Man? Never mind.
Oh my God! The building's burning down. There's a baby inside. Is there anyone that can help?
Oh my God! Someone, please come quick!
Is there anyone who heroic enough to go in there?
Let me look this way. No, not yet. Boy, that's really getting out of hand too.
Oh God! The baby's gonna die.
Oh my stars and
Anyone
garters.
brave enough to go in there?
I can go in there. It's fine. It's not burning yet. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
Who are you, sir?
I'm Stink. No, Phil. My name's Phil.
Oh, that doesn't sound like that doesn't sound like someone who can save.
Look, it's a whiff. It's an odor. It's a Stink Man.
Hey,
It's a flatulence.
Hey, look, the hero's the guy from the fish market. It's Stink Man from the fish market. The big hero from the fish market. He's Stink Man.
His stink is putting out the fire.
Stink Man, Stink Man,
Stink Man never was our first or second or third or 10th choice, but they're doing it. They're really doing it.
I am doing it, man. Yeah. I'm Stink Man.
So at any rate, I just want to apologize to this Stink Man because I've been getting a lot of credit for saving some lives that I did not.
I know.
And they wrote a whole article about me, and first of all, I just want to say thank you because it's the first time I've ever enjoyed the name Stink Man.
Okay, Carol, I know we're walking down the street getting ice cream together, and people are going to come and want to say what a good job I did. Just let me have the glory for once, please. That's all I'm asking.
All right, I'll do my best, but both of our names are Stink Man.
Hey, I'm sorry to bother you guys. I know you guys are getting ice cream, but
no, it's me. Hi.
I'm talking to can you step aside? I want to talk to Stink
What?
Man. Stink Man, you were incredible.
Thank you so much. I should tell you that it was him, but nobody's given me this much attention before, so I just take it.
She's Stink Man. Oh my God, great work out there. That was fantastic.
She's a Stink Lady.
Thank you so much. My
Here's
real
some
name
ice
is
cream
Carol.
on the house.
Oh my goodness, this is my favorite.
Stink Man, it's me, Batman. We need you to join the Justice League. Some with your talents, some with your
You're
skills.
talking to me, right?
Some with
You're talking to me.
Good God, no. Out of the way.
Come on.
You're at best stink boy, like stink sidekick, maybe?
I am... You want Carol. Fine, take Carol.
I'm
Master
sorry.
Bruce, I apologize for allowing this second Stink Man into your cave.
Yo, check it out. I just secured Stink Man on Twitter for $8, dude. What should I tweet?
Oh my God. Tweet that you took a shower and you're not gonna stink anymore.
I like that. Keep the stink up. Should I also
it's
tweet
the
that,
antithesis of what Stink Man might say.
Check it out. Check this out. Insulin is free now.
That is so stink, man.
That's top tier stink man. S tier stink man tweets. Let's go.
Quote tweet.
Let's
Rob.
go.
Legit.
Man, I was gonna cut to Twitter HQ and be Elon Musk farting.
All right, let's cut back. We cut back.
What's great is that by the time this episode hits, Twitter will be fully bankrupt and no one will remember it existed anymore.
We can only dare to dream.
I got one, Jet.
S tier stink man.
S tier stink man tweets.
What do you got, Josh?
I mean, when you're talking about like, again, just say the question one more time.
Yes.
Wait, what do you have an answer for then?
The
if you don't know the question.
The childhood
TV show that defined you.
I love the complexity of the question. Yes.
This is why you will never be co-host.
What was your childhood TV show that defined you?
Right.
You felt it in his bones when you said
I
that.
wanted to make sure. You know, it's funny when everybody talks about like their comedic influences, you know, everybody hits like the really big hallmarks, you know, your Pryors, your Carlins, or you know, Dick Van Dyke's, you know, Lucille Ball. I think the ones that I like really remember thinking was funny in like morning or, you know, afternoon cartoons. And I know Jet's probably going to talk about the big bat in the room, but I think the one that really got me was Animaniacs.
Oh,
I mean,
God,
that show was just so fast, had so many zingers. Like, I think it was like 30 Rock as a cartoon show before 30 Rock. Like,
especially because of all the Hollywood references, nonstop Hollywood references.
I didn't get exactly why they were making a joke about Steven Spielberg, but I knew he was wearing like the Hawaiian shirt, had the glasses, red. I was like, oh, that's Steven Spielberg, and they're saying something funny about him. You know what I mean? And they're just.
And growing up in
Warner
the industry, watching it was like it was all specific too. Like a lot of that stuff I actually understood. It was so
like
weird.
They did I remember they did a thing like a spoof on the Oscars, and like they had like Sigourney Weaver with the bald head, and her date was like the big giant alien. I was like, oh, that's Alien. Like it made you use that like pop culture references so fucking fast. Like,
and there's so much political commentary. I mean, Pinky and the Brain took that to an extra level. You know, when it eventually spun off, like it got even smarter and even more political. You know, they had. I remember there was an episode with the brain getting some seat at the big table when it came to meeting with the world leaders, and Bill Clinton. Like they just played him up as the country bumpkin that he was, and so he did all of his negotiating directly with Hillary. You know, and like, you know, they're negotiating what to do with their nuclear waste programs, and Hillary's handling all of this, and Bill Clinton comes in and is like, I don't know what you all are talking about, but hoo-wee, it sure sounds smart. And it was like, it was just
the segments within Animaniacs,
funny.
What was it like? The Good Feathers, which was an obvious take on Goodfellas. Like,
I mean, it's interesting that you say that because I'm
not funny, I know.
In third grade, well, because my immediate thought was, yeah, I agree. Like Animaniacs was a great show, but it's only looking back on it as an adult that we realize all the brilliance in it, right, and how deep it goes. But now I'm thinking back on it when I was in third grade, for a show and tell one day, I went up and did a George Bush impersonation. This is during the Gulf War.
Attaboy.
And improvised a George Bush impersonation. And
who's the kid now?
Hammered that motherfucker hard with really right political commentary.
Wow.
And I had the place. I had my like at least half of the class.
As well. George Bush Senior.
Half of the class was laughing. Yeah, it was right. It was ballsy, but I did it. I ended my improv with saying I had someone else play Saddam Hussein, and at the end of it I said take him away, but I referenced myself because I basically talked myself into arresting me for war crimes.
Wow. And you blew the kid who brought the Lego Millennium Falcon out of the water with the George Bush impression.
So this is like the first one, right? This is like 94?
Yeah.
No, sorry, 91?
91.
91?
Sure. Yeah.
That's impressive because that was the popular one.
Yeah. I mean, the reason it even came up is because I had one of my uncles was a bombardier on an A6E intruder in the Navy.
Wow.
And he flew missions over Iraq, and we went to his coming home ceremony when they came back after the short air battles.
Desert Storm.
And I brought like the tape of that, just a quick news clip of that in Norfolk, Virginia, when we went down to see him.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it was popular. Like, people were cool with it, but I was subversive.
I did I did do a rewatch on it when the new one was coming out. I did like the new one. I still think the old one is the better one.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think the thing that sticks with me now as a person who likes to study comedy. I can't believe I rolled my own eyes at that. But like, I love how the beats go. Like it's so on rhythm. Like there's such the
timing of the
there's
show.
Such a quality to
incredible.
that. I desperately wish I was better at. But like,
we're still talking about Animaniacs, right? Not the Iraq War.
No, the way
the beats
B2,
they were incredible.
The timing of that was flawless.
The battles, the skirmishes,
yes,
the taking of the hill.
I'm sorry. I need to exert some co-hosting. Sanders, can you still do the impression?
Oh, God,
we cut to that in 1991. We cut to it. Go.
No.
No. All right, we cut back.
Perfect impression. Perfect impression.
No,
I was impressed. No, that's
I honestly think if I remember right, it was a little bit of Fire Marshal Bill.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can picture that.
I was in third grade. I was very little.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. That's what of a third grader.
Super.
All right,
son.
Oh,
no,
you go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, I came here because I came to see my son's impression that he's doing today. I'm sitting in and observing. So you go ahead, Miss Filbertson. You go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. I told the other parents to come. You are the only one who has showed so far.
I'm between things right now.
I could tell by the sweatpants. So as we know, class, kids say the darndest things is coming here to our small town in Virginia. And I need everybody to forget about me winning that pie eating contest and then barfing all the pies and the accompanying before and after pictures in the town paper. So you children are going to do something funny and get on that show. And what do grown-ups like more than anything else besides children going to bed when they should and shutting up?
Ooh.
Yes, Alex? Alex B?
It's kids saying the F word.
And?
Bogos?
Don't you say dirty words in my class.
Sorry, Miss Barthy. I mean,
it's Miss Filbertson. Miss Barkley was her name before she got married.
Miss Filbertson.
Miss Filbertson.
See, somebody did find me attractive to Alex F.
Miss Filbertson?
Yes,
Jerry does a really good George Bush impression.
Yeah, that's
you
why I'm
hear
here.
It. It's
my
really
boy Jerry
good.
Walker. Come on, Jerry. Show him, Jerry.
Jerry, show him George Bush.
Jerry
impression.
Bush.
Jerry Bush. Remember,
Bush.
he's in the third
Jerry
grade.
Bush.
Jerry, let's hear it. Get us on TV and make us all proud.
Come on, son. Daddy needs this. Daddy needs this.
Okay. Read my lips. No new taxes.
It's really good.
That's great.
Did I do it, Dad?
I was prepared
I'm
to
so
be
proud of you, boy.
disappointed, but I was not.
I'm so proud.
I understood that from the news that my parents put on the TV every night that I fall asleep during.
Do the Bill Clinton next.
Well, maybe if you stayed awake, you'd do a little better in class, Brent.
Are you taking requests? Because I'd like to hear Fire Marshal Bill now.
Yeah, Jerry does a real good.
Yeah,
Marshal
Kevin.
Bill.
Hey,
Marshal
Kevin
Bill.
makes a point.
Marshal
Let's hear it.
Bill.
No, excuse me, children. Excuse me. It's me. All right? I'm Jerry's dad. I am also his agent. And I can say this, unless we start pooling some allowances, my son's done performing for the day. Okay?
I got 5 cents.
Mr. Walker, take the child
No,
money.
it's
and
okay,
make your
Dad. I
child
can do it.
a thing.
Hey, let me show you something. I'm just seeking validation.
I know. So
I got an impression.
Yes, go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, you kids, calm down. I'm your lame ass dad, Jerry.
That was really good.
It was very good.
It.
Quite
apt.
Great.
Hey, kid, come here.
Ow!
Oh. Who's lame now? Huh?
Jerry's dad.
Who's lame now?
Can I go home?
Who's lame now?
Now someone else knows how it feels.
You hit a kid, mister.
That's a legit time to stop a scene when kids start getting hit.
That's when I really get excited.
Your George
I
Bush
bumped into
impression
him.
was garbage.
It's a super
He
legit
didn't
time.
hit the kid. He just gently bumped into the kid. The kid.
It was a
I mean,
nudge.
The kid ran into his elbow.
It was a love
It was a
push.
forearm shiver.
Man, I miss Love Push. They used to warm up for Dasariski on Thursday.
They were dope
So
back in
good.
the day.
Yeah.
They changed bases. It was a whole thing.
I mean, Josh led in with the Animaniacs, but I feel like that entire Warner Brothers lineup of animated series. I mean, there was the Steven Spielberg Presents cartoons. So that was Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, and Freakazoid, which were just
Freakazoid,
absolutely...
wow.
Yeah, Freakazoid is the most forgotten of all. It went only 2 seasons, and
That was a pretty good
it
show.
took the inside references to such a level that nobody could understand the show anymore. So it went off the air because it was just like the audience was too small for it. But it was brilliant.
was
Ed
great.
Asner
It was great.
so great in that show as Cosgrove the cop. But yeah, like incredible stuff. But and then outside of like that comedy work, which again incredibly influential, was what Josh was hinting at earlier. You know, to give a little hint of the timing here. Kevin Conroy just passed away, and he was the voice of Batman in Batman the Animated Series. And like that was, for so many of us, the most definitive version of Batman that there was. There was such incredible work that went into that animated series, and I'm currently in a rewatch of it with my son. It's his first time seeing it.
Oh my goodness.
And it holds up so exceptionally well because they put so much effort and love into it. And like a few years back, they released the story Bible from that show, where they really went into depth of what their efforts were. And it was little things like the lessons that still weren't learned recently. One of their rules from the beginning is don't show Batman's origin story, because everyone knows Batman's origin story. We don't need to rehash it, but treat your audience with respect and understand, that they know the character well. And so there were so many moments in the show where they played off of honesty and intelligence of the people watching the show. Like there was a reference where at some point somebody just makes a comment of, it's tough growing up without, out your parents, or something, like some snide remark about that. And there's a shot of Batman who just looks at the person blankly, like he knows.
Right.
There were like, they eventually had the spin-off series that took place in the future, Batman Beyond, in which in the first episode, Batman gets into a fight. He's older at this point, much older, and he has a heart attack in the middle of the fight, and he falls down, and out of desperation, he reaches for the closest thing near him, which is a gun, grabs it, points it at the bad guy, who runs away, and he immediately tosses the gun away, goes straight home, hangs up the suit, and never puts it on again. And nowhere does anyone out loud say the words, Batman hates guns. The understanding simply is the moment he needed to rely on a gun, he clearly couldn't do the job anymore. But no words were said. It was just it was the classic example, the perfect example of show don't tell, that this show could always pull off flawlessly. And it was a kid's show, but it was so smart. And watching it as an adult now, I'm constantly shocked that it's even smarter than I realized it was as a kid, because it's just the writing's that good.
Well, that's what I hate that idea of saying things like that are kids shows, or like
right.
People like to say
man.
certain IPs are
We're not kids
properties. Like people say all the time, like, oh, you didn't like the new Star Wars movie? It's a kids movie. It is it started as for adults. It was for adults,
right.
and it got marketed into like children fodder. And I like a series like Batman the Animated Series was absolutely created for adult consumption.
Yeah.
It was just because it was animated, they put it in a children time slot.
Yeah.
Because it was an animated show. Like, you weren't going to get an animated show in a primetime slot. I mean, other than the Flintstones and the Simpsons, like those are the only things that ever got away with it. And those were sitcoms. This, like, Batman the Animated Series is a action drama.
Yeah. Yeah.
They created a dope world too. I mean, just the animation, just the Art Deco world of it all, just alone. Yeah.
He drew it on black paper and then added color to everything else to make it so dark.
And this was back in 92. So, like, it's a long ass time ago by now. You know, this is 30 it's 30 years old. But some of the animation techniques even now hold up as like really, really creative. They added this whole sequence where you know, Man-Bat turns into his Man-Bat form, and they use these techniques that had never been done before to make the transition smooth. Like,
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt.
Yep.
Yes.
I know where this is going.
In Batman.
What is
Man-Bat is a character.
I mean, I'm already very lost, but I would like to be more lost finding out who Man-Bat is.
I don't blame you.
Man-Bat was the scientist.
Was he a bat who got attacked by people?
Yeah,
he turned himself into like a full
was a scientist.
He got bit by this radioactive dude.
Yes.
And that's what, I'm sorry.
Super.
Dad, I know we're doing rewatches, and I'm so grateful for that, but
I'm so happy.
Do we really?
Thank you for giving this to me. Thank you for doing this for me, son. Thank you so much.
But do we have to watch you in Hey Arnold again?
I mean, it's
like I couldn't see you in Step by Step for some reason, but do I have to?
If you look closely, you would have seen me. You didn't try hard enough.
Okay, don't make me watch it again.
We can go back
Dad.
to that one
sorry.
after all. We can go back to that one afterwards.
Okay,
I'm the little dark-haired boy on the right. But anyway,
you keep saying that.
Hey Arnold's a classic. I mean, just ignore the fact that I'm in it. Just ignore the fact that I'm in it.
Can't we watch like Batman or something that your super cool and super handsome friend Josh recommended? Like, why do we have to watch Hey Arnold again, Dad? I get it.
I mean, we could watch the pilot for Recess. I was in that one.
Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what you'd really love? You'd love the short-lived show Capital Critters, the animated series about what
We've seen
the
it
animals
3
in
times.
Washington,
I know all
D.C.
the words, Dad. Please
Kids just
stop
loved
making me
that
watch
show.
the shows that you were on. I get it. You were someone sometime, but like, there's been stuff past 1991. We can watch anything, please. I beg of you.
Honestly, my voice started to change around then, so I wasn't getting as much voice work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we watching again today, Dad?
Okay. Well, how about Two Stupid Dogs? We can do Two Stupid Dogs. You know, Turner classic.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Put it in.
I mean, Mom, how do you deal with it? It's like Robert and I get along so well, but then he just talks about comics for so long, and I just smile and nod my head.
You know what the answer is getting drunk. You just drink a lot, honey.
Is that
and
why
I know,
you drink so much?
Oh, yeah. I haven't been sober since the day after you were born.
I get it. Dad never stops talking about football.
Do you know how many times I've seen that show that he was on, Two Stupid Dogs? Two Dumb Dogs? I don't even know which one it is. And then I had to watch Freakazoid. I mean, when we were getting engaged, he made me watch all of the shows that he was on. And then he made me memorize the lines.
How did you stay sober
Critters
enough to become pregnant with me?
I think it was just a mistake. I don't know, honey. I wish I could give you advice. I want out, but I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Do you want to do some shots?
Hey, Mayor, the situation is dire. It seems like the town is divided into Marvel or DC, and men are regressing at an alarming rate. They're putting on onesies and drinking out of straws and not going to work. And they're painting a line right down the center of the town, Mayor. Something's got to be done.
Which side seems larger in voting aged persons?
Mayor, I really don't think that's the north side, to answer your question, but I think it's about.
All right, so the script is West Side Story, but it's Marvel nerds versus DC nerds. And they gotta do the snap, and they gotta do the dance, but they all go to Comic-Con, and that's where the fight happens. What do you guys
Mr.
think?
Feige, another genius idea. Another $1 billion in our coffers.
Cha-ching!
Yes, thank you. This is my aliens, but I write the $sign on the S moment.
We just have to figure out how to get your friend James Gunn on board. And then I think we're good. Once we can get everybody signed off on this, sir, another genius move.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for, again, having us at this town hall meeting. I know it's voting season, and you desperately want our votes.
Yes.
What side do you prefer, DC or Marvel? This is the sole question I care about.
I'm so glad you asked me that question. When it comes to which side I am on when discussing DC or MCU, it all comes down to the idea of philosophy. Philosophically, are you at your core more of a DC?
Do you like Batman, Mr. Mayor?
Are you more? I'm trying to avoid answering the question. Please don't. Why would you nail me? I'm waiting for the numbers to return to find out which side is bigger, and I will go with that side, obviously.
Local mayor loses election due to flip-flopping based on cartoon preferences. We're here with a panel of judges discussing what it means to hold an opinion here in Hollywood.
Get that camera out of my face. I'm so glad I lost this election. Number one, the dummies even on TV are like, local mayor. What other kind of mayor is there? I mean, come on. You stupid town. You guys deserve everything that happens to you. I hope you guys eat yourselves up in this comic fighting each other world. Screw everybody.
Legit. And that's a very legit moment to get out of that.
I gotta say, now I want my line of clothing to be International Mayor.
Oh yeah.
So
Mayor of Marvel Comics.
2018 Coachella, man. That was great.
Hey, I'd love to hear from our sponsor this week. Heiman, I think you've got one lined up for us, right?
Yeah, I bet you would.
Yeah.
That sounded confrontational.
Yeah.
Snip.
We got a sponsor, all right.
Do they come from the supple bumps / supple dumps line, or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Hey, do you need to tell someone something important? Do you need to get down to the nitty-gritty and tell something hard and difficult? Well, Harsh Truths is here for you. Do you have a bitter pill for your friend to swallow? Well, here at Harsh Truths, we're ready to deliver the news that you can't do because you're too much of a wimp little shit. But now, Harsh Truths is going to deliver it for you. You need to tell your friend, how do you like them apples? Well, you can hit them with the apple sauce right in the shorts. Harsh Truths is here to deliver all of your difficult messages. You want to end a friendship? You want a divorce? You want to break up? You want to tell your family that you're going to vote for a Democrat when they've been a lifelong Republicans? Here's the Harsh Truths coming at you. Just listen to Valerie Bertorelli. This is corrected by the spell checker, so I'm assuming it knows something I don't. But Valerie Bertorelli knows, because she knows the Harsh Truths. You want to go up to someone and lay it on them and say, stings, don't it? Well, guess what? It does. Harsh Truths aren't here for you to nimby-pimby around and be comfortable. Harsh Truths is for the real truth. The Harsh Truths. Because it's harsh!
Wow. That was infinitely better than Supple Dumps.
I'm so glad that we didn't buy into the whole idea of celebrity and using Valerie Bertinelli. I'm so glad we went with a no-name person.
Yeah, Bertinelli. Yeah.
Valerie Bertorelli. Sounds, yeah.
Bertorelli.
I'm sure the spell checker knew better than we did who that celebrity sponsor was. Yeah. Absolutely.
So when do we consider your age as far as kid goes? Like,
what's the question again?
Does it need to be like a childhood thing? Or
you
can
be
like
a child at heart.
Early teen? Okay. Because
I
think
in 12.
The
Isn't
whole
like 13 is like your thing, you're like your puberty, and then underneath.
I really like
then you're a teenager.
I thought Aaron Sorkin wrote for the kids, man.
So here's what I'm going to say, because this is something
This was like 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Kids in the Hall literally changed my life.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Such a good
and
show.
that's
It was-
formative too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
So much
loved
so.
SNL,
Yeah.
but it seemed like something that was like you had to be like this maelstrom of talent like Eddie Murphy, or something like that. And Kids in the Hall was something where I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. I just want to do this all the time. I want to, like, my freshman year in high school, I convened like my 12 funniest friends, and I was like, guys, we're forming a sketch group. We're putting it together. I'm going to produce. I'm doing it all in the middle of like, Louisville, Texas. Our high school mascot was the Fighting Farmer. Like, this was not some mecca of broadcasting. And I was like, we're doing it, guys. We're putting it together. And like 2 years later, I got my parents to get me like a video camera for Christmas. And we filmed like 5 sketches. And like the public access people were like, sure, come in and take our class. And then they were like, so you need 3/4-inch videotape. And I was just like, well, now it's impossible. Never mind. We can't do it. I don't know. I can get a regular video cassette. I don't know what this fancy stuff is. Never mind. We're not doing it. Yeah, but it changed my life.
Similarly in small town Michigan, Schoolcraft High School, Eagles, pretty standard mascot, nothing special. But I mean, I only had 85 people in my graduating class, so very small school. But I petitioned for and established an improv group, an extracurricular improv group in the school. Got a couple of different teachers to agree to be like they didn't have to partake in the actual group, but you had to have like some sort of teacher, supervisor, chaperone, whatever. And went to the local college, to Western Michigan University, and one of the improv groups there got one of their founders to come in and help like guest teach just a couple classes, and ended up performing a couple shows at the end of the year, that school year. And last I knew, it was good, like 15 years later, now it's over 20 years later, but 15 years later, the last time I had checked, like it was still there, and they were actually like at the level of like competing in statewide competitions.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, that's awesome.
This is a little farm town. Yeah, like nobody else there. Everyone else was just doing bits they saw on Whose Lines It Anyway.
Super.
Okay, thank you for everybody for coming with me today on this tour to Comedy Town. Before we leave, I wanted to show you this one last statue. This is in living tribute to the greatest sketch team that ever existed. It's called International Mayor.
Now, do you, since it's a living tribute, do you trade out the actors on a regular basis who are standing up there?
Yeah. It's they work in shifts. Yeah. Good question.
Is that a union job?
No. It's most of the time it's not a union job. Who else has a question about?
Is there health care?
We're not hiring right now for International Mayor, but who has questions about the sketch group?
Seems like one of them has to go to the bathroom.
Do we feed them?
Do you let them have bathroom breaks? Or?
No,
What
Marshall.
do they do if they get thirsty?
Yeah.
Marshall has had 2 breaks in 5 and 10 increments. He should be good for the next 12 hours, right, Marshall?
Why do they have to stand? Couldn't they sit?
Yeah, I mean, usually like there's a couple chairs on a stage. Like, can't they trade off? 2 of them sit on a chair at a time.
Do you let them talk? I mean, they're already there. They could do a little, like a freeze tag or something.
Oh, yeah.
They all seem so lonely.
That one is crying.
Maybe they can perform
Marshall,
some actual
stop
sketch
crying.
comedy up there. I mean, it just seems silly to have them just stand there. They could
If you want to make a
statue,
make a statue. But if you want to not have a statue, that's when you have the live people doing a show.
Hey,
She makes a point.
guys, now that I'm standing closer, I think this might actually be the sketch group International Mayor.
Oh my God!
Don't look him in the eye. Don't look him in the eye. Don't look him in the eye.
You're right. They do look like they've aged a bit. Oh my God! I didn't recognize them right away.
If they're so famous, why are they being a living statue?
Well, they're improv famous, so maybe that's what it is.
Oh, that explains it.
If you ask who they are at West Side Comedy, everybody knows. International.
Only the Friday people.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Only the Friday people.
I think that one guy, Marshall, wants to say something.
He's had 2 breaks. What, Marshall? Good. He had nothing to say.
Not. He pissed himself.
I'm so I haven't spoken in so long. I had trouble finding my voice. Thank you, young lady, for asking me to speak. It's hard. It's a hard life I've chosen for myself.
Okay, now I see why Marshall wasn't talking. It's pretty boring.
No, we don't say that word here. No,
Pineapple.
I heard dildo. I heard dildo.
Okay.
Oh my God, they're going to do a show. They're going to do a show.
Guys, Marshall is like a gremlin. You don't feed him after midnight. You don't give him suggestions.
You can see the actual dust coming off of them. Oh my God, there's just a cloud of it.
You brought this on yourself. Okay.
The suggestion is dildo.
All right, so the first time I ever saw a dildo, I was cleaning up the house. Thought I had.
This is one of those narration intros. Those
they're
suck.
doing an Armando.
Nobody wants to hear people just talking.
I was cleaning under her
break out
bed.
the scenes.
I was like,
it's the
what is this thing
now
here?
Freeze,
I was like, this
freeze,
is a floppy.
Freeze.
Are we going to do new choice?
Now, which one of you guys would like to tag in and take Marshall's spot?
Oh no, improv looks sad.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. Never
No,
mind. I don't want to.
No, it's real fun. You just come in and you just
tap.
Tap him on the shoulder.
Go like this. I'm gonna tap him.
It looks easy.
I'm gonna
It looks easy. Yeah,
Great.
It's easy.
Oh, look, his knees gave out and he fell off the
He can't
stage.
imagine he needs any training.
Look at that.
Now, look, Marshall, your shift is ended.
Okay.
You can go home.
Well, now, wait a minute. I'm up here.
Nope. Now you have to stay here until someone else decides to take your spot.
But
Not it.
Marshall was here for 12 years.
Okay, you're looking for new employment because you're sick of working at the fish market and having a terrible name, a stink man. The job market's real tough right now. Only opening I got is tour guide for an improv living statue. You okay with that? Not a lot of nicknames can come out of improv, as far as I know.
Carol, this is all yours.
Well, I mean, I guess I won't be called Stinkman anymore, but then I'll lose my fame and fortune as being the wrong Stinkman that saves lives.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were just here for moral support. We all know you as Stinkman that rescued everybody from that burning building.
I really wasn't, but I can't convince anybody otherwise. You know, other Stinkman, I think you should take this one.
I'd say it's right up your alley, according to your resume.
They're not going to call you Stinkman anymore. They don't appreciate you anyway.
I know, but it's improv.
Could be fun.
I don't quote me on that they'll never call you Stinkman because the last living statue was for the team Stinkman 5000.
So, here at the temp agency, we definitely recommend going to interviews in pairs. It helps a lot when it comes to the job search.
Okay.
I would say your pros offset your cons, and your cons offset your pros. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we could be the stink men,
Go
I
ahead,
suppose.
Sure.
No, you go. He pointed at me too. He said I was the cons.
Sir, ma'am, you saw the news, right? You saw who saved that baby in the burning building, right?
I saw the news.
Right? You saw stink flames emanating from me knocking out the flames.
To be honest, I wasn't even anywhere nearby.
She admits it.
I just got the credit. I don't know why.
I'm really not paid enough to deal with this dynamic here.
Okay.
How about we establish a leader, okay, and a follower?
I hope you don't
way.
mind. I'm just going to put up some air fresheners while you talk because
it's
really,
I'm sorry,
I mean, really stinky.
Please and thank you
Don't.
very much.
So I'm understanding what brought the two of you into couples counseling today, and I know it's not a romantic relationship, but that doesn't mean
Not
you won't
at all.
benefit
At all.
from a little counseling. But it's just one of those things where I think that you guys need to hear each other and speak to each other with an impartial nature. So, let's have you go first. No, actually, I think that Carol.
But no,
I think that here we respect each other. So I'm going to look
she's the
Carol
leader?
in the. No, I don't think that she's the leader.
She's
I
the
just
leader.
think that Carol should have an
Didn't even
opportunity
ask
to go
for this.
first.
Okay,
that's what leaders do. That's a leadership quality.
So I'm going to let Carol speak, all right, because this is a place of respect. Okay, Stink Man? I'm also just going to walk over here and open up that window behind you.
You can call me
That's fine. We both work at the fish market, so that's not a surprise to us. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say. I mean, look, I'm just a lady who worked at the fish market and started getting called Stink Man and then got credit for saving a bunch of lives I didn't save. I don't know what I'm even doing with this guy. He just hangs out with me.
So, welcome to my PR firm. Love the Stink Man brand. Love what you're doing with it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's like dead weight. I don't know what you're doing with him. I think you'd be so much better off on your own. I mean, you're the hero. You're the one everybody wants to see. You got the face made for cameras. It's you, sweetie.
I don't, you know what? I don't want all this credit, and I feel bad for him. Look at him. All he does is follow me around and say that he...
All right, so the script idea is West Side Story, but it's Stink Man and Stink Man. One side, they're great.
I have a question. I know where you're going with this. Do not tell me that both of our mothers are named Martha.
Coincidentally,
no.
Yes,
Kevin,
that's the truth.
Kevin, I mean, usually everything that comes out of your mouth is absolute gold. But the thing is, you got to have a good villain, right? And I mean, everybody's just going to be rooting for Stink Man. They know Stink Man's going to win because they know Stink Man is no competition for Stink Man.
Well, the point is, Stink Man is also the villain. So we've got Stink Man, but also on the other side.
Oh my God. So Stink Man is against Stink Man.
Stink Man.
The inconsequential Stink Man that nobody likes is just there as a decoy. This is brilliant.
Hey, bruv. I got that Stink Man on Stink Man video. Would you like to see it?
Oh,
you like some Stink Man on Stink Man action?
Hit me with the goods, brother. Hit me with the goods.
All right. It's on me phone, it is.
That's great.
Hey, I just bought some Stink Man NFTs. These things are going to go through the roof, man. The value of these is going to skyrocket. Who wants to buy some Stink Man NFTs? Anyone?
20K Stink Man NFT right now.
I, Matt Damon, would love to buy some of your NFTs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Here you go. Now, just so you understand, those were all of the boy Stink Man.
Oh. Shit! Cryptocurrency at its peak. Damn it!
Detectives, we have a problem. Seems like there's some bootleg Stickman paraphernalia out there, and we're going to have to lock it down because people are losing their livelihoods, losing their jobs. Honorable Stink people, honorable Stink citizens are getting usurped of their livelihood. And
Chief, that sounds horrible. I'm on the case.
This sounds like priority one. Forget all the homicides, forget all the rapes, forget all the property theft.
Exactly.
IP enforcement is our number one priority.
We are the new task force.
Opening up their computer and expecting to see an NFT of the real Stickman and then getting the other Stickman. You're just making me so mad.
Jefferson, calm down, damn it.
In this election, my opponent is supported by the bad Stinkman. I am supported by the good Stinkman. And as a candidate, I think we know which Stinkman says what about whom.
Yeah! I don't care about any of the rest of your policies. Yay!
This is what I knew.
Number one Stinkman voter.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard my opponent talking about stinkiness. And I want to say, they who have smelt it have indeed dealt it. And the stink is upon them, not upon us. So, good citizens, when you vote with your nose, vote with your heart, vote with your mind. You know which stink to vote for. It's on us. Vote yes on Prop 2.
Prop 2. Okay. Objection. Point of order sustained. I want you to know.
Point of order.
Did you read Robert's rules of thingamabobs?
Engagement.
No, I didn't read any of the thingamabobs. Not at all.
Well,
I didn't read
in Robert's
one thing.
rules of thingamabobs, you cannot pile on points of order and points of clarification. Those are two different things. I'm going to need you to decide which one.
Do you need me, Donut, to read back the minutes?
No,
that would be great. That would be great.
Jurisprudence objection.
Okay. Stinkman came in rattling a bunch of things. He said objection and point of order.
No.
He also didn't wait for any of his things to be seconded. So I yield the floor.
Thank you. So that in that case, we're just going to pass you over. I would like to make an addendum to those notes and say bad Stinkman, not just Stinkman.
Good point.
Just for clarification's sake.
No, I do not want to be bad Stinkman. Do not vote for that.
None of us want you to be bad Stinkman. It's just the way the universe works sometimes.
Point of order. Point of order.
Oh, come on.
Point of order.
No.
Stinkman stinks. I just have to say it. Stinkman stinks.
But I'm the good Stinkman. You probably want...
But good or bad Stinkman? Y'all are Stinkman.
Point of order. Point of order. Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Legit.
This man suffered an existence of consequence.
I love the Judge.
This was a rough episode for
the
Stinkman.
Judge Dredd sequel where he's judge, prosecutor, and defense attorney. And I think that has to wrap up our show at this point. We're out of time,
you can't
everyone.
keep going after a Baba Booey. It's over.
No. I feel that ended it.
That's a rule.
I do want to hear more about the show about Travis Pastrami, though. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can understand that, Josh.
Were there like moral lessons or anything of educational value out of it, or was it just like
do sick ollies?
Yeah, do sick ollies, get sick friends.
I think that was it. It was like the same lesson Lord of Flies had. It was don't let children create a legal system without any oversight.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, someone will get bullied into oblivion.
Wait, that's what you got out of Lord of Flies?
Yeah, right. That's the whole thing is just don't trust the older kids.
I would have liked to have heard, I know we got to wrap it up, but I would have liked to have heard the Danny Elfman score for Stinkman. Like, Stinkman 89 would have been great.
Coincidentally, very similar to Batman and also very similar to Nightmare Before Christmas.
Starring Johnny Depp.
We really need to add
center between the two.
A Weird Al equivalent a member of the cast who can produce parody music for us to close out these shows. Speaking of musicians, thank you as always to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted and edited by me, Jet Kaufman, co-edited and produced by Christian Hefley, who's with us again this week, and co-hosted by Michael Heiman. Woo! Sparklers and sound effects and cheering and all the applause he deserves. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you're loving what we're doing, pause real quick and write a 5-star review before you close the app and tell a friend about us. Tonight's regular cast included Chris Sanders, Sean Michael Boozer, Josh Spence, Stephen C. James, Jen Burton. Again, applause for our co-host, Michael Heiman. And then we also had Christian Hefley join us, Shulie Cowen returned, and Thomas Greene joined us.
Thomas Greene.
Shulie, do you have any social media you want to plug or anything people should follow and look for?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, everybody was clapping for Tom. I got lost in the moment. Until it completely, I don't know, somebody shoots the bird out of the sky. I'm on Twitter at Shulie Cowen. And you can see me improvise at the Fanatic Salon in Culver City in Los Angeles with opening night, the improvised musical.
I can't recommend it enough. It is a wonderful show that I actually actively bring people to. It is worth it. So look for that.
Thank you.
And Thomas, how about you? Anything you'd like to point people toward where they can find you or look for something on a project?
I got nothing. You follow me on the Instagram, Thomas.GreenV. Green with a Greene. Thomas.GreenV. That's it. Thanks,
Add
guys.
that in the show notes. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. We truly had a full house this week. We maxed out what Zencastr could do for us. And we made it all the way through an episode without anyone getting kicked out. That was incredible. Good work, everyone.
Yay! Jet?
We did it.
Yes.
Jet?
Yes.
Can we be international mayors now?
Yes, Josh. We can be international mayors now.
I took a shower!
I don't believe anything's on. Oh, my time. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh,
I'll say it is so nice. It is such a flashback to see Shulie and Thomas Greene here, because like my first like levels at Second City, it was you guys. Like the first two classes, like Tom, I had as like a sub for like 2 weeks when whoever my second person was out, but I was just like, this guy, oh my God, this guy. Yeah. Oh.
Right back at you. Well, it's like old homework week. Thank you.
Yes, Tom and I, when I started at Second City, Tom also started and we toured together.
That's right.
We did?
That's right.
So cool.
Green
That's
coat.
awesome.
Yeah, back in the day.
It was fun.
My road buddy, my road dog.
I know.
Yeah.
For real.
Oh my God, we got to have both you guys back on again. That's
please.
fantastic.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you for having me, guys.
I got a question pitch for next time they're both on, so that way we can get some of the good stories. Like, what's an experience that bonded you with somebody?
Yeah. There you go. Loading the deck there, but I like it.
Oh
Well, for me and Jed, it was that 127 days we were under a rock, and one of us had to cut one of our arms off. Jet fucked up, and he lost his arm.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Whoopsie.
I'm sorry.
Oops, no arm.
Yeah.
He was like, I dropped my Power Ranger. I was like, let it go, man. We can buy more Power Rangers. He's like, it's under a rock.
No, it's a limited edition White Ranger.
I was like, if you let go of it, you can free your hand. He's like, cut my hand off. I was like, just let go of it. He's like, cut my fucking hand off.
It was like the monkey at the walnut test, and I failed miserably.